President Obama's $787 billion stimulus plan expands opportunities for more students to attend college. Valley View News' Jamie Garrison has the story.
The package signed by President Obama provides funding for university students who rely on financial aid.
It would be really hard for me to attend school, and my dad would have to work more hours, and I would have to look for a job, but jobs are really hard to find, so it would be really bad.
Most of my money comes from Pell Grant right now, actually, so.
How would you feel if you weren't able to attend school?
Pretty sucky. I like school, actually.
Under the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, federal funding will increase in 3 areas: Pell Grants, tuition tax credits, and federal work study over the next 2 years. Now, Pell Grants are one form of financial aid that is offered by the federal government. Unlike student loans, Pell Grants do not have to be repaid upon graduation. On July 1st, the Pell Grant will increase to $5,350 from $4,731. The Pell Grant will also increase another $200 the following year. Lily Vidal, Director of Financial Aid and Scholarship, says the stimulus plan will allow more students to receive their education.
As the amount of the Pell Grant increases, more students become eligible through the index. And so we might have 12,500, maybe 13,000 students eligible for Pell Grants.
For students receiving Pell Grants, the maximum may cover more than 3/4 the cost of a 4-year college plan at a state school in California.
More than half of their cost of attendance could be covered just by those 2 grants.
The tuition tax credit increase will permit families and singles who earn less than $160,000 after taxes to receive up to $2,500 for tuition fees and school supplies. I'm Jamie Garrison in Northridge for Valley View News.
Coming up next, an authentic portrait of Shakespeare is found in London.
And Ashley Simpson has a new leading role on a popular television show.
U.S. military officials say 12,000 troops will return home from Iraq over the next 6 months. Officials say the withdrawal is due to growing U.S. confidence that Iraq has improved its security over the past 2 years. The withdrawal was promised by President Obama during his presidential campaign. Obama says all U.S. combat troops will be out of Iraq by August of 2010.
The Pentagon reported that 5 Chinese ships tried to harass an unarmed U.S. Navy vessel in the South China Sea. The U.S. ship, the Impeccable, sprayed one of the Chinese vessels with a fire hose trying to force it away. The U.S. ship radioed the Chinese, telling them it was leaving the area. The Impeccable is a surveillance ship. The Pentagon says it was on a routine inspection in international waters.
Some scholars believe they have found the only authentic image of William Shakespeare, painted during his lifetime. The disclosure comes as the Museum of London has announced it has found the foundations of the theater where Shakespeare's plays were performed. The theater is located on the eastern outskirts of London. Officials are hoping to build a small new theater on the site where experts believe Romeo and Juliet was performed.
Here is a look into the entertainment world.
Here's the scoop.
Octobomb Nadia Solomon lost another publicist last weekend, her second since giving birth to octuplets in January. Victor Munoz says he left the single mom of 14 due to personal reasons. Reports on TMZ.com say that Munoz called Solomon nuts and said that she was getting too greedy. Solomon is reportedly shopping her birthing video around for 7 figures. Dancing with the Stars kicks off the new season with a twist. Singer Jewel and Access Hollywood's Nancy O'Dell have had to drop out of the competition due to injuries sustained while rehearsing. The 2 spots will be replaced by The Bachelor's Melissa Rycroft and Girl Next Door Holly Madison. The 2 will perform on a live telecast with having only 2 days to rehearse. The competition starts on March 17th. Singer and actress Ashley Simpson will join the cast of the new version of Melrose Place. The actress will play a lead character named Violet. She resembles the original show's Good Girl Gone Bad Sydney, who's played by Laura Layton. Katie Cassidy and Michael Rady have also been cast for the new CW show, and Melrose Place's beloved star Heather Locklear is considering making a return to the drama. The series is scheduled to air in the fall. The much-anticipated movie Watchmen topped box office sales during its opening weekend. Watchmen, directed by Zack Snyder and based on the famous graphic novel, made $55.7 million in ticket sales, far less than Snyder's other epic film, 300. Tyler Perry's Medea Goes to Jail fell to number 2 with $8.8 million in ticket sales. The film has made a total of $76.5 million to date. Taken rounded off the top 3 at the box office with about $7.5 million in sales last weekend. Also part of the top 5 in sales last weekend were Slumdog Millionaire and Paul Blart Mall Cop. Amy Winehouse is banned from the United States again. Winehouse was scheduled to perform at Coachella next month but won't be allowed in the country due to legal problems. The singer was refused entry into the U.S. last year because of a drug arrest. She was to perform at the Grammys. This year, she's denied entry into the country because of an assault case a couple weeks ago. And that's entertainment. Back to you, Gianna.
California is experiencing one of its worst droughts in history, and cities everywhere are trying to cut back on the use of water. Ronnie Joseph has the story.
Watering your lawn in the middle of the day could mean trouble. Water agencies throughout California are preparing to impose mandatory rationing laws. The drought in California has prompted Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger to declare a state emergency.
It's a response to the statewide water shortage that we're all experiencing. So we've implemented a number of measures that will help curtail some of the water use in the community.
Reinhardt says upwards of 70% of water used in the Las Virgenes water area is used outdoors.
What we need first and foremost is conservation. The more you conserve, the less water is demanded, and the more is available for other things that are essential.
Many residents feel these measures will help California's situation, but some disagree.
If I want to wash my own car at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I should be able to. Instead, now I have to go out and waste money that I don't have on a car wash.
Meter readers and maintenance crews will be observant of any violations in the conservation measures. These laws have been in effect on a voluntary basis for several months, but now the level of enforcement has to rise. Irrigation is prohibited between 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. or any time during periods of rain in excess of 1 inch. Irrigation may not run off the property into streets, and washing sidewalks or driveways is not permitted. And there's more bad news for some people.
I have to go buy this new piece for my hose.
Car washing is permitted only with the use of a nozzle. Restaurants will serve water only upon requests.
Water conservation measures are being put into effect throughout California. In Las Virgenes, they have been in effect since March 4th.
Offenders will have to pay monetary fees or face other consequences. First-time offenders will receive a warning letter. Second-time offenders will have to pay a $50 fine. Third-time violators, a $100 fine. Fourth time, a $250 fine. The fifth violation will result in restriction or termination of water service. Citation fees will go back to the water district and will be used towards conservation programs. The public can report violations by calling their local water district. In the Las Virgenes Water District, I'm Ronnie Joseph for Valley View News.
Police are trying to recover 2 loaded guns taken from a stolen police car in East LA. The car was stolen from an officer responding to a complaint about a party. It was recovered about 90 minutes after it was stolen early last Sunday. The car was undamaged with only the weapons missing.
A gunman in Maryville, Illinois shot and killed a pastor last Sunday morning. The gunman walked in during the service, pulled out his gun, and shot the pastor, Fred Winters. Police say the gunman was attacked by members of the church after he pulled out a knife when his gun jammed. The attacker and 2 members of the church suffered knife wounds. Officials say they are unsure of the attacker's motives and if Winters knew the man. Coming up next, West Hills Baseball celebrates opening day.
And volunteers are giving back to the community through Day Old Bread.